morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is your Mitra, JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy special. So what better place to be than here with me? Good morning. We had small technical difficulties this morning, but we are here and we are ready. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're ready to get this day started. Let's do the introduction. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget, we have the podcast, we have the movie, we have all the things. And it costs you nothing to subscribe to the Fearless Morning Show on YouTube. And good morning, YouTube. Thank you for being here and for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe. I'm so used to looking over there for the camera when I move the camera over there. Good morning. It's going to be a good day. I hope you had a good weekend. I know I did. It was a beautiful weekend. So I'm ready to get this day started. So I want to talk about today is why forgiveness doesn't work. And I want to talk about it from the aspect of when people say the forgiveness is for you, it's not for them. And I've said that before, and I believe that. But I also want to talk about when forgiveness doesn't work, when it absolutely doesn't work, when there is no space in you to forgive. What happens then? When you are angry, mad, upset. Good morning, Tammy. What happens then? What happens when forgiveness doesn't work? I can tell you when it doesn't work. It doesn't work when we forget who we are. It doesn't work when we forget our I am statement. Forgiveness doesn't work when people cross our boundaries repeatedly and repeatedly we allow them. Forgiveness doesn't work when for one iota of a second you think less than of yourself because of their actions. That's when forgiveness doesn't work. Forgiveness doesn't work when you keep you're allowing it to be a boundary near you or around you, or you're allowing it to stop you from where you have to go. There are times when you have hurt, anger, frustration. Right, Margaret. You have hurt, anger, frustration. You have just pent up, sometimes hatred, and you don't know what to do with it because people told you to forgive, but you are trying to forgive and eliminating the feelings that came along with the situation. So what I'm talking about is, take for instance, being in an abusive relationship or being in any relationship, friendship, whatever, and your feelings have been hurt or it didn't work out, or you have to move on and think, whatever the situation, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and it was something that happened and you did not deal with the emotion, right? Because trauma is just our ability. It's what happens when we physically, mentally, and emotionally cannot respond to what just happened to us. And we internalize that and we keep living. So in your survival mode, you keep living, right? You keep living. I don't have time to think about what they did. I've got to keep going. I ain't got time to think about this and this. I got to keep going. And in your keeping going, forgiving, people say, oh, well, JoJo, you need to forgive. Forgiveness is not going to work for you because you're in survival mode and you're not thinking about anything else other than surviving. So you suppress all of those feelings and those emotions. Eventually, they're going to come bubbling out. Right. Right, Margaret. If you have to give, if you have to give ever to keep the forgiving, it's not the time. You have to allow yourself space to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, and know that it's okay to feel it. Period. Right, Joshua. Allow yourself to feel that hurt, anger, frustration. Allow yourself to know that it is a living, breathing thing. Allow yourself to understand that you have the right to feel that hurt, anger, and frustration. You have that right. Nobody can take it away from you. And when you take the time to move through those emotions and those feelings, then the forgiveness for yourself begins. Forgiveness doesn't always work. Why did I have wife on there? Forgiveness doesn't always work. Like, it just doesn't. One, you're not ready. You still have feelings you have to deal with. And so even if you say, but I forgave them, and you're angry, I forgave them, and you still associate with the hurt, I forgave them, and you still feel some type of way, the forgiveness is not working. And if the forgiveness is for you, it's not working for you. It is the last step. So, and you have to meet yourself wherever you are in that process. You have to meet yourself wherever you are in that process. So if you're still angry, upset, frustrated, feel that. Allow yourself space to feel that, okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel that. And then work on everything else. The forgiveness, as Margaret said, is often the last step. Right, Margaret? And I've been a wife a couple of times. And we forget about ourselves. And we bottle that anger up. Men too. We bottle that anger, that frustration up. And when you meet the next person, you give them your bottle of frustrations. And on the ingredient list of the bottle of frustration is every relationship that did not work. You will not always get closure from a friendship, relationship, marriage. You may not get the closure or the answer that you need. Hence, you've got to meet yourself where you are with your emotional state. Feel the anger, the frustration, feel it. Work through that. Be angry, be mad as hell. Then we get to the forgiveness. If you use, I don't want to hurt anybody. I ain't going to say hurt anybody's feelings, but if you use religion for, if you allow somebody to tell you that religion is the reason why you have to forgive somebody, you won't. It won't work. I'm just going to say, I'm going to forgive them because the Lord knows. He also knows you. He knows you're still angry, bitter, mad, upset, hurt. He knows all of those things. The forgiveness ain't working. The space that you assume that you're holding, it ain't there. It's not. It's gone. It's an empty space. But you got some shelves of bottles of hurt, and you got them labeled hurt 1990, say. Hurt 2001. Hurt this. And then sometimes you got combinations of bottles, and you know what? This bottle of hurt wasn't full enough. Let me add some more of that in it. If you think your religion is going to allow you to forgive somebody and you have not worked through that hurt, you've not worked through that frustration, you've not felt that pain, you've not allowed it to go through you, you see it, you feel it. If you've not allowed that, the forgiveness ain't fixing to work. You're going to become an old, mean person. Not figuratively, but some people do. Some people really do become old, mean people because they could not let go, or they never worked through what hurt them. I'm just going to hear this all the time. I'm just going to take it to the altar. I'm leaving it in the Lord's hand. I'm done with it. I told the Lord it's in his hands now. Use a lie. Use a whole lie and nothing but the lie. You didn't give it to anybody. You didn't give it to the Lord. You didn't give it to the universe. You didn't give it to God. You didn't give it to I am. You didn't give it to anybody. You gave it back unto yourself. You housed it inside of you. You built a house around it inside of you. And then you started to decorate your bottles. June 2004 hurt. July 2010 hurt part 2. And then you not only do you color it and you label it, you do all the things. And then when somebody comes up to you and they offer you love, support, career, friendship, whatever it is, they offer you these things, you say, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't receive that because there's no room on my shelves in my house of hurt that I built to put what you're giving me in there. So let me see. What do you say? You want to give me love? Okay, let me go to my love section. And look, this shelf is filled. Let's see. It goes back to 1990. It goes back to 2004. Well, I gave all of these to the Lord, but they're still on your shelf. Right, Margaret. And so my question becomes, how do you assume that forgiveness is working? Jesus is not there in that. God, the universe, the creator, I am. It ain't there. So you saying you want to lay it at the altar, you want to forget about it. I'm going to give it to the Lord to deal with. It ain't working, boo. Right. Let me go and argue for my limitations. If I'm going to stand outside of my story and own it, I'm going to stand inside of my story and hustle my worthiness. And while I'm inside of my story, hustling my worthiness, I'm going to show you my beautiful shelves that I've decorated. I've decorated these beautiful shelves. Hurt is on level 1. Let's move down to level 2 and you have something else. Level 3, well, that's physical hurt. Level 4, and before you know it, you have so many levels of things that even if you wanted to, even if you could, even if the good Lord himself came down and said, here is your forgiveness, put it here in this bucket, you would not know how to, because it is your foundation of your home. Absolutely. And here's the thing, Joshua. As we work on forgiving, what I'm finding and have found is it is really true. The forgiveness is not for them. It doesn't work because I was trying to forgive them. It doesn't work because I was trying to forgive them. That's never going to work for me. I have to first forgive myself because I am my own worst critic. I cannot believe I did that. I cannot believe I did this, and this. I cannot believe. And I've got to work through that hurt, anger, frustration, and the forgiveness of me. And in that lives forgiveness for everybody. And if we do not get closure with that, if they hurt you, your job, career, honey, I use relationships because it's easy, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. If you think you're going to forgive somebody because God told you to, and that's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. So don't waste that prayer, okay? Don't waste it. If you don't work through that hurt, it becomes your house. It becomes your foundation of you. One of the things you have to do, and go back and watch 2 weeks ago, we talked about closure part 1 and closure part 2. You got to have closure for yourself. And here's the thing. If you can't find closure for yourself, meaning you can't go to that person, right, Margaret? You can't go to that person and say, I need closure on why you treated me this way. Mama, I need closure on why you did this to me. Daddy, I need closure on why you treated me different. Sister and brother, I need closure, because they could be dead and gone. If they're dead and gone, you don't have closure. You have all of this hurt, but you will soon throwing it at the altar. Lord, I'm leaving it in your hands, and I forgive them, but you holding on to all of it. Forgiveness never happened. You're still holding on to the hurt. You're still in that trauma. You're still in that relationship. You're still there, and your feelings are still raw about it. So to get the closure, you need to feel whatever it is you need to feel for yourself. Hurt, anger, frustration, shame. I felt it all. Feel that for yourself. Cry it out, honey. Snot it out. Write it out. Then, after you felt all the things, write a letter. They and won't know what you're talking about. They will not. Get you a piece of paper and write your letter. Dear mama, dear daddy, dear man, dear woman, this is how you hurt me. This is how I felt. This is what happened as a result of 1, 2, 3, ABC. Sign the letter. You're free to burn it. You're free to look at it. You're free to move it completely out of your home, which I suggest, so that energy doesn't live there. And we talked about that energy exchange last week. How to change the atmosphere. And sometimes you got to change things around your home. If y'all notice, you got a new view of the Fearless Morning Show. Right, Margaret? After you write them a letter, you write yourself a love letter. Jojo, I love you. I forgive you for this. And they should be two separate things. Your forgiveness letter for you and your love letter to you. Okay? Those should be in two separate books, two separate pieces of paper. Then and only then will you understand that forgiveness was all about you. It was never about the other person. It's not working because you have so much hurt and anger and frustration. It's not working. And it's living there. And not only is it living there, you are showing your children how to continue in hurt, how to continue in anger, how to continue in, don't be like them, do this, guilty. I'm guilty of that. They did this and this, and so we're not going to do that. We're not going to be like them, guilty. It is equinoxes yesterday. Welcome in spring. We're here for all the things. Absolutely, Joshua. And sometimes that's what it takes. I've been there and done that too. So on this great day, release those emotions. Release that pain, right? Here's something I want to read to you about forgiveness. As long as you hold on to the belief that anyone on earth can do anything to you. You will be unable to forgive people. People can't change who you are and what you were born to be. They can create obstacles in your path. They can do things that make you believe you are other than what you are. But people cannot change, alter, or in any way hinder the truth of your being. They can't change JoJo. They can't change Margaret. They can't change Joshua. They cannot change Tammy. The truth is, you are divine. The truth is that the divine source of life made you perfect, complete, and nothing anyone does that can change that. The truth is, we forget that we are divine and act out of our human fears, beliefs, and perceptions. In doing so, we offend our sensibilities and we ignore our boundaries. We lash out, we strike out, we become uncompassionate. This makes us believe we are less than what we are. This makes us mad, and holding on to our madness, we refuse to forgive. So forgiveness doesn't work. It's not fixing to work. It's not. It's not going to work. As you, on this great, most amazing day, as you are working on whatever it is you're working on, absolutely, Margaret, when you understand your I am statement, when you understand your I am statement, and this is don't forget, Sister Roz is coming up. There's the link to purchase your ticket before I forget. As you understand your I am statement, as you understand I am does not destroy, it only creates. I am, and then you feel that mold that you created on your conscious pathway of understanding. Inside of your conscious pathway, in your circle of me, lives forgiveness. Absolutely, Joshua. It is in the forgiving of me that my healing resides. My healing cannot come. It will only be partial. It will never be full circle. Y'all remember when I talked about closing off, how I had healed from all of domestic violence except for that one part, those triggers. And I was like, I don't want to have that hanging there. And so I spent 4 days working through that to close that completely off. That was for me. I no longer had space to hold a trigger that somebody else gave me. I didn't have space for that. I didn't want space for it. So forgiveness it doesn't work if you have not felt the anger, the hurt, the frustration, the fear, the abandonment, the upsetness, the sheer rage that you felt at the time, whatever it happened, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whenever it happened. If you don't allow yourself to feel it, to go through it. When we're living past crazy, we are processing our emotions. We are processing our thoughts and our feelings. We are processing these things so that we are free and clear of them to not repeat them. In there lives your forgiveness for yourself. In there lives the closure that you will receive. If the person is not there, they're not, whatever it is, then that closure is for you. Write the letter. Burn it, do whatever you got to do with it. You do that. But on this great, most amazing day, absolutely. And listen, and I'm sure Joshua can attest to this, the process is not easy, nor is it fun. It's not easy, nor is it fun. It is for you. If you read the Bible, it says, work it out for your own soul salvation. You got to work that out. Because you can say, oh, I forgave him, and you still holding on to that, all of everything else. It's not going to work, friend. It's not going to stick. So on this great, most amazing day, hope you have a great day. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that, okay? There's nothing after being peaceful, period. Ask yourself why forgiveness is not working. Yeah, it takes strength. My phone is ringing off the hook today. So on this great, most amazing day, and I want you to have a good day. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. Okay? Have a good day. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there and subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe to it. Don't forget, the Fearless Sister Rise is coming up in October. It is 4 days, so you can come check us out. If you would like any of my other products, bit.ly/LPC products. You can catch them there. I don't know. I think I shared with y'all that we have bracelets, we have books, we have journals, we have bags, we have all the things. So if you're interested in it, let me know. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.